With all the craziness and the turbulence going on in the crypto world, I saw this meme today by Naive, had to post this for you guys right here. People saying, oh, you got so lucky investing in crypto, and here's what the luck actually looks like. And you know what's really crazy? Thinking about this right here, I've been talking to some really diverse group of people that I've not really talked to in a long time. And I just realized a lot of people don't have any exposure to Bitcoin, XRP, or anything. Like when I'm having conversations with them about crypto, it is so confusing to them. It just absolutely blows my mind. So we are pioneers. We are innovators. We are crypto evangelists. We got to get out there and continue promoting crypto. But this is definitely what it's been like for years being inside of crypto. As you saw in the intro, XRP and Ripple payments, institutions using XRP with Ripple payments boost revenue by bypassing correspondent banking and unlocking trillions in dormant capital. Now, if you've been an XRP holder for years, you already know this, but this is for all of you new XRP holders. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the XRP army. We are glad to have you. But this was a great overview of what happens with the cross-border payments. And whales are buying XRP. Now, obviously, we know the price is coming down. It's not really blasting to the upside, but this was a big whale buy. They ended up purchasing 8 million XRP. And remember, these types of transactions are happening off-chain. These are over-the-counter trades. They're not happening at Coinbase. They're not, well, maybe the OTC desk at Coinbase or Binance, but they're not buying these XRP off of the open market. That's why we're not seeing the huge surge in the actual price. However, there is a correlation going on, which we'll go over this a little deeper here in a minute, but the XRP ledger exchange reserve, this is Binance. This is the amount of tokens they hold, the purple line here, price, the black line here. But as you can see, even Binance, one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, has been reducing its supply, meaning people are buying it and pulling it off the market. And what's interesting, this is only data that goes to February 25th. So we have an entire month that hasn't been reported. Are we actually going into a potential supply shock? We'll have to see when the data gets updated, but I'll continue tracking this for you. This is over at CryptoQuant. You can check this out yourself as well. XRP Ledger Exchange Reserve. We'll also dive into a couple of other exchanges and see what their reserves look like. Are they also going to the downside? Whales are buying and they are pulling it off exchanges. Speaking of whales buying and accumulating, we also have that happening with Bitcoin. Again, not reflected in the price right now, but whales have added 129,000 Bitcoin since March 11th, making the strongest accumulation rate since August of 2024 and signaling rising confidence from major players. So obviously to the downside is whale supply position size when they're unloading, and then they bought a little more, unloaded some more. But recently they have really been going on a buying frenzy. And as they always say, whales are always buying on the way down. For some reason, they're so smart. They always seem to buy the bottoms. And then as the price continues to go up, they're being smart, taking profit. They were selling off and taking profits. But right now, accumulation is happening. And price is starting to make the move to the upside. As you saw with the ETFs as well, they are starting to accumulate. And this was an interesting post. I've seen quite a few of these similars going around, but 2020 versus 2025, similarities are there. Would you survive? So let's take a look here. Here's 2020. Obviously, the big sell-off happened. What's really positive, though, when you take a look at this, price did make that run up, came down and made a higher low, right? People are freaking out right now. Oh my gosh, it's just going to keep dumping. After this higher low, it built some accumulation to the upside, and then it really took off. We're having the same fractal play out right now in 2025. We're in the higher low scenario as long as we don't continue dropping here. Now, will we have this long of a accumulation? This box is spread out going into June before it blasts to the upside. So we got to continue to be patient. We've already been through so much in this crypto market. Like I said, is the bull run still going? Let me know down in the comments, 777. And Ripple made a huge announcement. Africa's payment landscape is evolving and crypto-enabled transactions are at the center. Chipper Cash App and Ripple are teaming up to enable faster, more cost-effective cross-border payments into Africa using Ripple payments. So the company Ripple still continues to grow, still building its infrastructure. When will they flip the switch? And for Bitcoin maxis out there, Bitcoin holders, Congressman Begich, the USA is gearing up to purchase 1 million Bitcoin. The biggest crypto move ever is coming.
Bitcoin Act establishes the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. federal initiative to ensure that the United States holds a meaningful position in the most important decentralized financial network on Earth. With an eye to fiscal responsibility and innovation, the legislation outlines a plan to phase in the acquisition of up to 1 million Bitcoin, or roughly 5% of its total final supply over 5 years. Importantly, this will be done without raising taxes or increasing government debt. The Bitcoin Act is designed to be budget neutral, relying on Federal Reserve remittances, which exceeded $76 billion in 2023, gold certificate revaluations, unlocking additional capital without new spending, and updates to the Exchange Stabilization Fund. These mechanisms allow us to build a strategic reserve without burdening taxpayers, while also potentially offsetting long-term national debt.
And before we jump in the headlines, one of the biggest, I say, conspiracies when it comes to XRP, obviously what's going to move the needle for price to go up, is the ETFs going long. Brad Garlinghouse says it's going to happen at the end of 2025. But what could happen sooner and even more of a huge move would be if XRP really is adopted by X, the everything app, as Elon says.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution. But like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks. Mm-hmm. Just the most efficient database for the thing that is money. I said, like, least amount of fraud. Everything's real time. And if it involves money in any way, it can be dealt with seamlessly on one location.
Also, breaking news that came out today as well. One of the largest U.S. brokerages, IBKR, Interactive Brokers, with over 2 million clients accounts, just made XRP available to institutions and pro traders.
1,178% liquidation imbalance stuns XRP bulls in just 24 hours. So if you're a fan of XRP, yesterday was a roller coaster. In just 24 hours, a massive 1,178% liquidation imbalance hit the market. What does that mean? Well, long traders, those betting XRP would grow up, got crushed. Millions in positions wiped out, all because the price dipped just enough to trigger a cascade of sell-offs. The numbers are wild. Long liquidations dwarf shorts by over 1,000%. Why is this important, though? Well, XRP's been a hot topic lately, especially with Ripple's legal battles coming to an end and calming down. Traders were feeling very bullish, piling into long positions, but the market had other plans. It's a reminder, crypto can flip on a dime, and overconfidence can cost you. If you're trading XRP or any altcoin, this is your wake-up call to watch those leverage levels. One wrong move and you're out. And what's fascinating, at the time, the XRP price fell 5%. A small margin on the cryptocurrency market, though still quite large, 137 billion market cap asset. But the 4-figure imbalance in liquidation shows just how optimistic XRP traders were just 24 hours earlier. So how manipulated is the XRP market? And the SEC finally officially closed. Now, we're still waiting for them to close the XRP, but they've finally officially closed the investigation into crypto.com. It comes around the 7 months after SEC issued a Wells notice on the crypto platform in August of 2024, signaling the intention to take legal action against the firm. They used every tool available to attempt to stifle us, restricting access to banking, auditors, investors, and beyond. It was a calculated attempt to put an end to the industry. And that is coming out of the statement that Chris posted on X.com. The fact that we not only persevered, but became stronger is a testament to our vision and our community supporting it onwards. Crypto.com filed a lawsuit against the SEC in October, accusing the Gary Gensler-led commission of overstepping its authority and taking a misguided approach on crypto regulation. And in a